In this lab, we're going to be exploring diversity of perspectives. As we look at the big green hand, what we're doing is we're really focusing on something that is pivotal in terms of our ability to really feel confident that our idea is a good idea, because we're able to then rely on the reality that at any given point in time, we only have a single perspective that we can count on. Our whole physical body is organized to look forward. We're organized to live in the moment. And yet all around us, billions of things are happening simultaneously, and they've been happening for thousands of years and will continue to happen in the future. But we only have access to our own unique perspective in the moment. And what that does, if we're thinkers, is that we immediately begin to consider how we can tap in to the perspectives of others to help us have a much more comprehensive, a richer picture of reality, and to keep us from making mistakes. I'd like to start with looking at this simple chart. It's seemingly very simple, but it helps us develop and cultivate intellectual humility, because if this is my chart, I can say, well, in this square, I'm confident that I could put things that I know that I know. And yet in my life, I've lived a long time, and I've had a lot of different experiences and relationships, but there are some things that I feel confident that I know that I know. However, if I'm honest, I also recognize that I can only say that in the present. I know that I know something is true in the present. However, I can't say that I know that I know that that's going to be true in the future, because things change. So here's the box of things that I know, and my guess is that that's going to be, fairly small, of things that I know that I know. And as I have more experience, it's going to get bigger, and there's more and more things, and that's all fine, but it's fairly bounded. In this square, I don't know that I know. And this is the situation where we're all of a sudden brought into an experience, an environment, or something is happening, and we step forward and we get involved, and we do something that we didn't know we knew how to do. A friend of mine passed out and was having trouble breathing at one point, and I was there by myself. I didn't know that I knew what to do, but as it turned out, I did know, but I didn't know that I knew. And I lacked confidence, but I went ahead and did it anyway. So this is more what we would call a revelation, R-E-V-E-L, revelation. It's a revelation in the moment. I didn't know that I could do CPR. I didn't know that I knew to clear out his throat. I didn't know that I needed to bend him over. I didn't know any of that. But as it turned out, once I got there, I knew what to do. And so this is the I don't know that I know. And it happens all the time, but we kind of blow past it. Up here is I know that I don't know. And there are millions of things in my box I know that I don't know. But if I decide that I want to know, then I will pursue learning how to do it. Learning to understand, learning to penetrate, learning to grasp. So this is, I can choose to learn. And there's only so much that I have time to learn, but I can identify that and I can choose to learn it. Now we get to the fourth box, where I don't know what I don't know. And this box doesn't end here in a nice, tidy 4x4, 2x2, where we have these four it actually moves out and is vibrating in every direction, because this is everything else that is to be known, and I don't even know what that is. I know it exists, and it's way bigger than the area where I know that I don't know. And this is what trips up most people, but it's really at the heart of intellectual humility, is to recognize that we don't even know what we don't know. And we don't even know what we don't know that's relevant and significant and influential. We don't know that we don't know, which makes us, if we're rational and conscious, step back a bit and go, whoa, I need to entertain the possibility that I don't even know what I don't know. In which case, now I really need to turn to my colleagues and my friends and begin to invite different perspectives to illuminate, so that some of what I don't know that I don't know could migrate up here, so that I know now that I don't know it and I can pursue a learning path. But if we ignore that this exists, we ignore it, I believe, at our peril, because we become overconfident, and that doesn't help us in developing good judgment, to be overconfident, because we're not really competent. We don't even know what we don't know. And we're not appreciating that there is that realm of things that could be known, but we don't even know what they are. It doesn't mean we're helpless, however. So I like to look at this, and in the center, I can imagine a point, and then there's the periphery around that point. And this is not two-dimensional, this is three-dimensional, so it's much more like a sphere than it is like a circle. But I'm here, and at any given point in time, in the present, I can only occupy one point of view as I'm looking toward whatever it is I'm trying to figure out. I'm limited in my perspective, but there are literally millions of people who also have a perspective on what it is that we're trying to figure out. And if you think of this as a sphere, and it's also moving through time, that there's an enormous amount of relevant information available. The question is, how do I organize myself, and how do we organize ourselves to tap in to those perspectives that are going to illuminate our own understanding in the present? And through the way that we work with all these people who have all these perspectives, how do we strengthen our relationships by relying on them, by inviting their perspective, their worldview, their facts, whatever it is that they're bringing, their feelings about the experience? All of that is relevant. But how do I organize myself, and how do I embrace the collective intelligence to inform my perspective, so that I have at least acknowledged this, but I'm trying to move things up into, I need to now learn from what other people are bringing me that I know that I don't know, and now I can set about on a path of deliberate learning. So the diversity of perspectives is crucial. It's not just a political slogan, oh yes, we need more diversity. All of us have diverse perspectives. Each of us is unique. Each of us, if you can imagine, I'm here, that behind me, feathering out behind me, are all of the experiences that I've had in my life, and all of the things that I've learned from other people, and all of the channels that are available to me moment to moment, day by day, to gather more knowledge, more information, and that can all be put into the service of the collective, so that we can make fewer mistakes, we can become more resilient, and possibilities for innovation in terms of our processes and our products and how we meet the world can grow, and grow in a healthy and dynamic way based on leveraging the diversity of perspectives in our organization and in our society.